on my phone as well, right? Just to
Yeah. Just make sure your sound is silent.
yeah,
That way we don't get no feedback.
got you.
I'm gonna give us a little bit of music because it's all
Andrea,
have it.
come here, baby.
God is good, man. Never forget that. Life happens, you can't stop it. Guns drawn, they gon' cock it. Still breathing, you can't.
I've been starting off with my guy right here, Leon Ross, Mr. 100. The song is entitled "Talk About It."
I gave my youngest daughter. Come here, Andrea. Let me show you. This is who was by my side. This the youngest out of all of them. I just want to show you.
Okay.
This is the one I'm holding issue with. That's old. That's on. That's on.
How you doing, baby girl? Nice to meet you.
Brother. You know your brother. He's the one doing the podcast. That's for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing your dad. Appreciate you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Good evening, Miss Octavia Latrice. Man, the girl herself, the what do they call them? Influencer. The YouTube influencer herself. I see you growing. I appreciate you. Look what I'm wearing tonight. Beauty of Bling. Handpicked by Octavia Latrice herself. Good evening. Thank you for joining in. We got about 5 viewers for right now. I'm just, you know how we do it. Just give everybody a chance to come on in. Got to welcome the Gentleman After Dark. Perfect opportunity for you to go ahead and grab your frosty beverage if you need one. It could be water if you prefer that. I do got some of that. It could be a cocktail. It could be an adult beverage, whatever you choose it to be. Go ahead and grab that. And yeah, go for it, bro. Go for it. Oh, Miss Latrice, you know, it's all love, always. I love it to see us doing good things, and I love it more when we are striving to do more and do better. So keep up the good work. I almost went out and bought a drill myself, but I changed my mind. I already had one.
Hello,
so we just,
right? Hello.
She said, I'm drinking water. Yeah, go ahead, do your water. I'll take a shot for you.
Let's talk about it.
Miss Finnison, Michelle Finnison, good evening to you. Welcome to Gentlemen After Dark. Welcome back, should I say. And I know I was doing some talking, but Mr. Leon Ross, Mr. 100 himself. Hey, man, thank you for the track. Really appreciate it. Let's talk about it. That's the name of the track. And basically it's dealing with dads and, you know, what we're talking about tonight. So I'm going to give it a few more seconds here before I get right up into it. I see you, Miss Gigi, Miss Trouble herself, the troublemaker. I got my sister all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hey, you, Miss Candace Twizzler is what we call her. Good to see you. Jackie Steele, are you back home yet? I ain't seen you in a minute. Did you bring me something back from your trip? Because I seen you all over the place. Man, I can't wait to be like you. Anywho, you guys, it's 8:02. I know I got one more individual to join my panel. He's actually working this evening, so we're going to bear with him and give him a little time to do what he do. In the meantime, you know how we always like to start the show off properly. We're going to go ahead and give a little shout out to my guy. First of all, make sure that I put him up there properly so I don't have no issues. Mr. Mark Leonard, I want to say thank you again, man. Always, you in conjunction with bensound.com. Got to say thank you guys for this intro, man, that you put together, and I'm forever grateful. So I always got to make sure that I give you some fair play time. So let me cue that up for us. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, no, that's the outro. I done lost the shuffle here. Here we go.
Live from the West Coast to the East Coast and everywhere in between. It's Gentlemen After Dark with your host, Onyx.
Thank you, Mr. Mark Leonard, bensound.com. Appreciate you. Tonight's episode of Gentlemen After Dark, the DADMOSPHERE. What is the DADMOSPHERE? What is that? Well, it's a word that I created, of course. It's kind of like atmosphere, but it's about the dads, the DADMOSPHERE. So we're going to be talking tonight with some more dads or fathers, whichever one they're going to classify themselves as. I can only speak for myself, but that's what we are going to explore, the inner thoughts and feelings of fathers/dads. Tonight's episode is brought to you by, sponsored by E's Kitchen. Young man here, when I say young man, Elijah, shouts out to you, man. This young man has his own catering business. Let me post this up right here. Here's a sneak peek of what he can do. Here's a 5-day meal plan for all you individuals out there who are meal prepping and the whole 9 yards. This young man can get it in for you. Have I had his food? Absolutely. I just sponsored the LA Gentleman dinner just last night by way of E's Kitchen. We had oxtails last night. We had salmon. We had Cajun shrimp. We had curry chicken. And we also had some jerk chicken.
Yes, man.
Man, oh my. Elijah, shouts out to you, man. My heart goes out to you. Elijah got a rude awakening this morning. His mom passed away. So I just want to ask everybody to just, include Elijah in your prayers. Embrace him with love. We're here for you, man. If there's anything that I can do, anything that the gentleman can do, please just let us know. All right.
Bitter pill.
Yes, sir. We're going to acknowledge a few more folks. I see my girl Dana. Welcome. Thank you for the intro part. My brother, my baby big brother, Mr. Mello. Oh, he's Clifton G. Lewis tonight, y'all. He's Clifton G. Lewis tonight. Boy, oh boy. And Michelle, I can definitely send you that flyer so you can see what he can do for you. I'll definitely get the name, the numbers, and all of that good stuff bigger for you guys. As we talk, I'll make sure I pop that up there for you. So thank you for your condolences. So without further ado, it is Gentlemen After Dark Wednesday. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me in your space. I said that I wanted to acknowledge fathers and dads. We get the short end of the stick. Some of us get it worse than others. Some actually deserve it. Meanwhile, some of us, we deserve a break today. So I want to acknowledge my first guest tonight. I call him Gumby. Some of you guys know him as Lawrence or Spencer or Coach Spencer. He got a lot of titles, probably like me. But one thing's for sure. I know that he's a Saints fan. Who that, baby? Who that? That's right. That part right there. I know it's a little early for football, but who that is in the building? Hold on. I can even represent like that.
That part. Yes, sir.
But,
rep the boot, baby.
Right? This young man here. I want you to go ahead, man, and just tell everybody, what's your name, give you a little bit of your resume, how many kids you got, and then we're going to jump right in, stall a little bit for our next guest to come in here as well so we can have this conversation. There's a hater in the building. There's a hater.
I just seen it. I was about to make a comment. I just seen.
There's a couple of haters in the building tonight, but hey, we ain't playing with the
they got it worse than us.
That part.
Yeah, they got it
Anywho,
worse than us. Yeah. You know,
So-
misery loves company.
there you go. So go ahead, man. Tell them who you are, man. And
Well, okay. Well, you know, going legally, you know, my name is Lawrence Spencer Sr. Nickname in the streets of Los Angeles and Inglewood, California is Big Gumby. You know what I mean? I had a father of 7 beautiful children. Unfortunately, one of mine is no longer with us. He was the first of the 7, Marquise. I'm commemorating him today because this is the actual day that I lost him 8 years ago. Me and my family, you know, my condolences to him, his side of the family, as far as his mom and you know, everybody that was affected by, you know, the loss of my son. Being a father of 7 children, of course, you know, it wasn't all one, you know, one mother. There's a couple of mothers involved, you know. They're not stair stepped. It's not like I have one that's 3 and one 3.5 and then one 4 like that. I didn't get down like that. Each time I had a child, pretty much it was maybe 1 or 2 years in between my children being you know, born. So never had the situation where some brothers end up finding themselves in. But still, drama still come along with being, you know, a young dad. You know, it was hard at the beginning, you know, because I wasn't ready mentally to be a father. You know, I was thrust into this position by God to see how strong I am. You know, known back in the day to deal with a lot of girls. So God said, well, since you like the women, I'm gonna bless you with 5 of them. So I ended up having 5 daughters and changed my whole perspective on how I address women, how I talk to them, how I just see them and what they go through. But then it opened the door to, you know, these unknown taboos that us men go through, you know, that's inherited, falsely put on us, and a lot of stereotypes. You know, it's hard being a dad when you're not ready to be a dad. Right. And that's the key. You know, it's very, very hard. You think you know, because you know how you live your life and how you carry yourself. You think that applies to the next person, and you know, that's being selfish and self-centered when you think the way I live my life and the way things are, that's the way it's supposed to be for me and my family, period. And right. Everybody, God brought us into this world as individuals, and we have to learn to accept who we are. You know what I mean? It's right. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm sitting there looking at.
Hey, I got you. Don't worry. Look, I'm gonna extend my hand and say, hold my hand. You know,
bro, I need it, dog. I need it.
So look, I already, you know, some of the viewers are curious on some things, so we're gonna run with it. How old were you when you had your first child?
I was 23. I was 23. My first child, I was 23 years old. Like, it was like, it caught me off guard. You know what I mean? Like, you hear about it, yeah, okay, yeah. And the thing about it, my first child, pretty much, the mom pretty much told me she was pregnant when she wasn't. So for 3 months, I'm thinking she's pregnant. So, but she wasn't pregnant. So as a man, I don't know. I'm learning the body, the woman's anatomy and everything. Time is going by. So I'm gonna say pretty much a love child. See, people don't know what the definition of, when you look up Diana Ross's love child. Love child pretty much means a child born out of just 2 people just getting together, not because of love. That's not the definition, because we hear love child, oh, because it's born. No, a love child means 2 people that had a child that wasn't expecting to have a child. So we call it love because it's a gift from God. That's the true definition of a love child. People get it misconstrued because of how it sounds. So I'm gonna say my first child was pretty much a love child. By me having a love child mean I was forcing myself to be in a relationship that I was not ready for. I was forcing myself to do things that, you know, the baby mama wanted me to do, and I wasn't ready for it because I wasn't ready for a relationship at all. But I got a child coming now. You know, my mother was like, hey, you got a baby coming, you got to handle your business regardless. I'm like, but, you know, We argue, we fight. We don't really get along at this time because I got to change my lifestyle. I'm 23. I'm roller skating. I'm having fun. I'm hustling. I'm making money. I'm doing all these things that by being a father, you have to back away from that shit. You know what I mean? And I wasn't ready to back away from it because I just got out, spread my wings into the world. So we did a lot of unnecessary fighting. But but moving forward, I've learned how we deal with it.
Right.
Now, as far as my other children coming along, I just woke up one morning, they was all there. I don't know how the hell they got in my house.
Hey, look, this is what Clifton just said. You made some love and had a child. Well, you had some children.
Okay. But see, there you go. That's it. But thank you, Clifton. You summarized it right. Yeah, we made love and had a child. But like I say, but the definition is I hate to say unexpected, but wasn't expecting a child when we was making love. You know what I'm saying? So I hear you.
Let's have some fun with this.
Let's go.
And I know there's gonna be some sensitive points.
Yeah.
And might be a little difficult, but we're gonna press through it.
Yeah.
The track record of fathers today is bad. I was reading a post, and let me read it exactly. I screenshotted it, and I hope the person I screenshotted it from, I hope she ain't watching, but if she is, hey, I ain't gonna call you out. I ain't gonna call you out, but this was her post today. It has to hurt knowing your two kids will not be celebrating you on Father's Day.
Whoa.
I was like, ouch.
Whoa.
And I get it. I'm not mad at her per se. Because we as men, we have to take responsibility. We have to take accountability for our actions or lack of actions. But on the same note, I believe that some dads don't get a fair chance to even be accountable or responsible. Some of the moms that are out here, they like dictators. They're telling you what you're going to do or what you're not going to do.
Yeah.
And, me and you had a nice conversation, man. And I want you to expound on this, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But, here you are being a father, working, trying to be a dad, got into a little trouble with the law. Okay. Got it. Took a little vacation.
Yeah.
After you got out of Club Resort, we're going to call it Club Resort. What was your goal? What was your main mission at that point? It was
right after the 90. It was right after the riots. It was right after the riots. Me and my kid's mom, we seen the fact that how LA had just tripped the hell out. Had two little boys in LA around the riots. She was nervous. She was scared. She's worried about them. I'm a part of the pride. I'm a fabric of these streets. Ain't nothing gonna touch me. Yada yada yada. I'm from streets. I was born and raised. Got somebody.
Hold on, y'all. Somebody's at the door. Let me see what we could do. Hold on. So he's a little reflective right now. I just see the reflector. Can you turn your light on? Your overhead light? Hey. Hey, hold on. Let me do it. Hey.
Yeah.
So as Mr. Damon Jackson, aka DJ, gets himself all settled in, guys, we're gonna continue to listen to Spencer's story here.
Yeah. So pretty much, we were hustling, making a little money. She didn't want to be a part of LA no more. So we decided her mom was staying in the IE. At the time, staying in Fontana. So we end up getting it together, and we end up, first spot was Ontario. We end up moving to Ontario, and me being from the streets of LA, Inglewood kid, I wasn't ready. Like I said, I wasn't ready to settle down. So every day or anytime I could get an excuse to go to LA, I was flying back and forth to LA. So I tore up a few cars, just on the road, not giving a damn, because I'm thinking, okay, it is what it is. So end up getting in trouble, getting going away for a short period of time. And while I was gone, I just kept thinking about my boys. I just kept thinking about Lawrence and Marquis. Like I gotta get home and see them. You know, like screw everything in the streets. You know, before I was there, I wanted to know what was happening. What was the next skating night? What was the newest fashion coming out? Everything that was just going on in the streets of LA, I just want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But then when behind the walls, you realize things. You know, I learned a lot from older gentlemen. When I was with brothers our age growing up, we experienced the same thing at the same time. So nobody really had the knowledge. But when I started talking to older dudes, I was in there and the older brother was like, you know, why are you in here? I told him the dumb shit I was in there for. He's like, phew. He said, you know what's going down. So, you know, what you gonna do when you get out? I wasn't thinking about no girls. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I just kept thinking about my boys. Like, damn, these little dudes is out there. I'm still thinking about the riots in the street, of how crazy it is. They live in a new community, which is not an African-American community. They're in a new area. So I'm like, I'm just scared. So when I got out, I didn't call her or nothing. I just decided to go see my boys. Like, I'm just going to pop up on her. I'm going to pop up on my boys. Whether she's dealing with somebody new or not, oh, well, they're my you know, I love them. She know I love them. I'm on my way. So like I say, in early 90s, transportation wasn't that good in the IE. The only way, if you didn't have a car, you had to take the Greyhound to the IE. So I took the Greyhound, and it at that time we started off in Ontario, but since then she moved to Fontana. So I took the Greyhound bus to Ontario. Found out that she moved to Fontana. So not knowing where I was at, I just said, I'm gonna walk. So yes, people, I walked from Ontario on the roads, Arrow Highway, if y'all know about the IE, along the train tracks. I walked from Ontario all the way to Fontana, which took me, the bus ride itself was already hour and a half. Get on the bus early in the morning, I'm drinking coffee, I'm happy, I'm trying to get to where I'm at. But when I get out to the IE, it's hot, you know, no pay phones, no nothing, you know. I couldn't call collect because everybody was on flip phones and all that shit. So I found out where they lived. I end up walking to the house. Now, I knocked on the door, bam, bam, bam. And it's funny, Onyx, your screenshot of the dad and the child, that picture of a father in the window, that's, I swear to God, that was me that day. I knocked on the door. She answered, who is it? I told her it was me. Well, why are you here? Fresh out. What do you mean, why am I here? I'm coming to see my sons. I ain't coming to run up with Sally, Sue, and Leia, be like, yeah, I'm home. You know, I came straight to see my boys. You know, that's why I'm here. She's like, okay, hold on. So I'm all happy. Now, mind you, I told you I was drinking coffee all day. You know what coffee does to you after a few hours. You know what I'm saying? So I got, yeah. Okay, well, you know, let's see, you got a bathroom with you. So I got bubble guts and everything. So I'm expecting her to open the door to let me hug my boys. She didn't do that. She opened the window. She pulled back the curtains and stuck them in the window and say, here's your boys. You seen them. Now get the hell out of here. She had no idea me to take, but she had no idea of what I went through to get there. I was more caught up in that moment. Like, do you know what? My feet is hot. I've been walking, you know, people ride by, no sidewalks. I'm talking about dirt train tracks. It wasn't no sidewalks. It was just straight open road out there. Just desolate. So I'm shocked. Like, I can't believe this. Now the trip is done turned into like a 3-hour trip, right, and I'm on foot. So I'm thinking at least she'll had a decency to give me a ride back to the train station or whatever. But, you know, like I say, in her defense at the time, she didn't know how I got there. Right. So she must have assumed maybe I drove or something. But I wanted to prove a point to myself as a man. I will put myself through this to go see my sons. You know what I'm saying? I was telling that to myself, like, I'm willing to walk through these streets, you know. And back then in the IE in the early 90s, the Klan was still hot. You know what I mean? They still were voting in people, you know, their mayors and all that on that side of town. It was going down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see no gang graffiti. I seen other writing. And I was like, whoa. And I'm walking up and down these streets like, I am exactly what they want to catch. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them dudes. Like, yeah, we make an example out of this one here. But
I'm definitely glad, man, that nothing tragic happened to you on that long stroll, because it really could have been that way.
like I say, when you be somewhere and you be like out the norm and you tell yourself, damn, I bet my friends will be tripped. Like, damn, you are what? You are tripping, dude.
Right.
And you know, just to sum up the story real quick, after she did that, like I said, I had bubble guts. I had to use a bathroom. It was not good. So I ended up being realistic. I ended up doing a smoky, found me a corner, found me something. Yes. Ripped off my wife beater. Yes. I don't mean to be graphic with you ladies on the phone. We talk all in one push. I was done because I didn't want nobody coming out, you know, catching me here. And I'm on foot. You know, I don't need police pulling up on me saying you did, you know, you Smokey, is that you around that corner? Yeah, that was me. So I had so for years I had a grudge against her for doing me like that. Like, I cannot believe what I just put myself through to come see my sons, and you do me like this.
Right.
But then, like I said, on the flip side, at the time I wasn't thinking, but on the flip side, she was still angry at me about, you know, about what we priorly went through before I got myself into trouble. Right. So as a man, I had to understand, like, damn, she don't know. And she didn't know for a while. I just got mad and didn't call her for another couple of years. You know, I'm like, how can you do this to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where, again, not sorry to cut you off, but that's where our accountability, our responsibility, you know, as men, we have to do a better job. And, you know, to know you now versus to know you then,
right?
You know, there's a big transformation, man. There's a big difference. And, you know, I believe that every dad deserves another opportunity. It might not be a second chance. It might be third chance. I don't know. It takes a minute sometime for some of us to get it, if you will.
Right.
As we have matured, man, you know, we all three of us have spent many miles, many hours rolling around in a circle at World on Wheels and any other skating rink. Yeah. And, you know, just to see all of us, man, we all sitting here with snow chins and the whole 9 yards. Like,
yeah,
you know, could I have been a better dad? Absolutely. You know, but at the same time, you know, I applaud you, bro, for not putting all the blame on,
no, I couldn't.
You know, your baby mom.
That day,
I know it was all on her at that point.
Ooh, so, man, you know, you know, maturing. That is something. Being a humble person and being mature, it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of self-reflection on things you don't like about. It's like looking at the man in the mirror. Like, you know, you got to look at yourself. You know what I mean? You can't always point the finger at the next person and all that stuff, because maybe this wouldn't have happened if I would have made better decisions or better choices, you know what I'm saying, prior to that. I'm living in the moment like, oh, it's cracking today. I'll deal with whatever my problem is down the line. I'm not dealing with it today. And a lot of us brothers, we do that because I don't know what the numbers are today, but there's more women than men. And a lot of us men know that. And a lot of us men take advantage of that as well. If I'm having a problem with the girl I'm dealing with, well, shit, there go 5 more that ain't gonna even trip off of what I'm talking about. Options. And those options. Yeah. See, that's the thing about those options. When you have a bunch of options, you never have a true starter. You see what I'm saying? You never really stick to that one script, because you got an option to do this, you got an option to do that, instead of building it all in that one. Like, okay, maybe she's lacking here, what you looking for in her. Maybe she's lacking that, or vice versa. But I'm just speaking for as a man. Maybe she's lacking right here in something. So I'm gonna go to this other option, which only covers that particular part. You see what I'm saying? But what she's doing, all the other stuff she's doing, it's maybe 20 things. But that one thing that she's not doing, some of us men be like, oh, well, she ain't doing that. Well, I'll find somebody else that's doing it, you know? And that's where the fucking mistakes begin. That's where the mistakes begin, when we thinking we got options to continue. And that's not a good move. As I got older, I realized that wasn't good for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was there, but
Miko Meek says,
hey,
in response to you know, baby mama not letting you really truly see your sons, bitter mother, stop keeping these kids from their daddies. Ladies, you know, and for those of us who are ladies, not me, but those ladies out there who are those type of individuals, you know, we're utilizing our children as negotiating tools. If I can't get what I need, then you ain't gonna get this.
Yeah.
We mess up really bad by doing that. You know, kids have a mind of their own, and guess what? As they grow up, they're going to remember everything that you said that daddy wasn't. They're going to hold all of that against daddy until they get old enough to understand daddy. Did he or did he not?
Yeah.
Was he or was he not?
Yeah.
So I encourage those mothers who are doing it by themselves, please don't paint the picture of dad or father as the worst case scenario out there. Even if he is, don't paint that picture for your children or your child, because what's going to happen is it's going to backfire in your face. Those kids are going to reach out to their father or dad, and they're going to be in search of a relationship with them, and they're going to fix that. So DJ is here, man. He finally got in. I definitely want to be able to have him to introduce himself, man. Tell everybody, you know, of course, your name we know is DJ, but you can say it again. Let us know how many kids you have in total, and then I'm gonna bring you on in. All right. So it's your turn, bro.
How you doing, man? I'm DJ. Most people know me.
Put your mic down so we can hear you.
Is that better?
You still got your mic on top of your head. Oh no, it's down. Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little low. You might want to bring it a little closer to your lips.
On, baby?
Yeah.
Okay, let's fix this. Hold on.
There you go.
Nah, we don't go this route.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
It's DJ. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
How about now?
We hear you.
Baby.
There we go.
What's going on?
Hey, we good. Happy to have you here, man. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, man. What's up? World stage, huh? That's how you do your boy, huh?
So let me just give you guys a little history. DJ's a little shy too. So
contrary to popular belief. Yeah.
Right.
One-on-one all day long, but this right here, nah. But anyway, I don't get an opportunity to not to say no. How I've been taught these last 18 years of my life, when someone is reaching out, you know, and I know that I can help the situation, well, go ahead and go forward, you know, and gotta do the rest. So here I am, man. I pulled over. I'm with y'all, and what you want to know, man. Wow.
Hey, so, you know, I got a chance to talk to DJ too. You know, I'm gonna just tell both of you brothers, I love you guys.
Right on, brother.
You know, we don't hang out every single day. We don't talk on the phone every single day, but I see Spencer Gumby. I see him in traffic all the time. He'll pull up on me like, who that, baby? Hey, where you come from?
Yeah.
DJ, I could count on a phone call from DJ, you know, if not weekly, bi-weekly, just because, not I need something. It's just because, hey dog, I'm thinking about you. Hey man, great show last night. You know, you was talking about me under your breath. I didn't like that, you know, whatever it is.
Sure.
And
every week,
right? After talking with with Gumby
Yeah.
Spencer.
But
I was like, man, I let me talk to DJ. So I called him up just to give you guys a little background. I called this guy up. I didn't just call him on the phone, verbal.
mm,
I video called him. And what was DJ doing? Go ahead, DJ. Tell him what you was doing last night.
Hey, man, the little kid in me was out playing, baby. I was sitting on the floor with my youngest son, the last one born on my birthday, August 14th.
okay.
Plug, August
Right.
14th.
August 7th, baby.
And we were
August 7th.
sitting, and we were sitting on the floor doing the little match thing. She pulled out his thing and said, "Daddy, I challenge you at 4 years old. I challenge you on I get more than you." And I was in the recliner watching the basketball game, and man, I climbed on the floor like I was the kid that I was, and we played with them little cards. And then he called me, and we both shaking our head like, "Did you really just call me about a father doing this and that?" And I'm literally get out my recliner to sit on the floor and play with my son, man.
That's what's up, man.
Story
So-
of my life.
That's
And
what's
and
up.
I say all of this to say, how many kids do you have total?
I got 5 boys and 1 girl, man.
5 boys and 1 girl.
I got-
And
Yes, sir.
do you think with all 5 boys and 1 girl, 6 kids, that's 6 and 7, boy, y'all hitters over there.
man, he got 5 boys. I got 5
Yeah.
girls. I'm staying away from him.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Not like that, dog.
Look
I-
at that right there.
no, not negative. Oh well, if it comes from the, if it comes from the line, and I got respect for the father, the young man's father. So that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
My daughter's meeting some young men that ain't, got a good structure
Right.
behind. That's my biggest fear, because at a young age,
Yeah.
when you can't figure out shit, y'all fight. That's just anger. The youngsters, they just fight, and that's.
It's all good.
It's a stage that we
We-
don't want our kids to continue to go through,
We're gonna fix that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now here's my question. And this can be for both you guys. With all the children that you do have, do you think that you were good at having all of them?
Wasn't
Were
ready.
you a good dad or a good father?
Ooh. Respectfully,
Oh,
I gotta say no off the
not
top.
at
No,
all.
Okay.
no.
And with
No.
that being the case, your youngest DJ is how old?
But 5, August 14th,
5.
on my
Okay.
birthday. On
And for
our
you-
birthday now.
For you, Gumby?
My youngest she's 12. She'll be 13 August 4th. Yeah, we
Okay.
Leo's too, DJ. I'm August 4th.
Wow.
Quick
Whoa,
story.
whoa.
Look, quick story. Mama had an attitude when she found out my daughter was gonna be born on my birthday. Why did she go into labor early?
Stressing.
Man,
Uh,
she did. Like, DJ, you blessed, dog. Your son born on your day, and that's all I ever thought about. Oh, my last baby gonna be born on my birthday. What more do you want? Your baby to be born on your day?
I don't
can
get
say-
no more presents no more. My wife
Hey.
just bring them and cut them in my arms and say happy birthday.
Yeah, so my baby was
Crap,
born
man.
August 4th. I'm August
Okay.
7th, but hey, it's bittersweet. She's still my rock. You know what I'm saying? The baby. My older children think that she's my favorite. I don't know why, because like I said, they're all out of the nest now. And because of the situation with Marquise, she was there with me when it first went down. So, she's the one who kept me humble, because she was only 4 at the time. And I didn't want her to know about death. So she hates it, but I would you call it the helicopter? What'd you call it? That's what I do, man. So this weekend I'm gonna let her go. She's
That's perfect.
watching. Yeah, I'm gonna let her go this weekend. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let her go have some fun, and I gotta let her have a social life, because I'm scared as hell, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
I'm
we
scared.
all are scared.
I'm scared.
Here's the follow-up question that I want to ask. With your oldest to your youngest, what changes do you see within yourself as a father or as a dad? Matter of fact, answer that first, then I have a backup question. What changes do you see in yourself from your oldest to your youngest as a father or a dad?
Go ahead, Gun.
Oh, you'll put me first.
He said, "Go ahead, Gumby. Go ahead, Gumby."
Just the fact of having a belief in a higher being and maturing. You know what I mean? Just maturing, because my first were boys. You know what I'm saying? So shave their hair, put a t-shirt on, sock them in the chest. You acting like, you're not acting right. That was it. When I had the girls, I had to become a diplomat. I had to become I can't shave your head and punch you in the chest and say, act right. I had to become a politician. I had to understand what they were going through. And it was funny. The boys were a little bit easier for me. You know what I mean? Because I would take them with me. They'll be by my side. With the girls, you can't just take them anywhere with you. You can't just roll out and pull up in your hood with your daughters and stuff. If you roll through, fine. But I had to settle all kind of stuff. I couldn't, the girls there. I'm in the living room, and all of a sudden I just hear boom, boom, bam, bam. They in the room fighting. Girls fighting. What the hell's going on? I found my sweater behind her pillow. So they fighting over clothes. They all just stuff that I would never really, I never had these issues with, growing up, like, somebody taking my clothes, or you said I could wear this and then da. So I had to learn how not to be the most angriest person in the house. Like, if you get loud, if you're the loudest and you the toughest in the house, everybody's gonna bow down and submit to, your rules and your laws. But all that does is cause resentment. Especially if you dealing with somebody, they know they right, but you the parent, you have the last word. Regardless if they right or wrong, you have the last word on how you look at it. And they look at it the way they see it, and they can be right as all outdoor. Maybe something happened earlier that day that you're a little upset at that particular kid, but they right in this instance, but you still holding that parental grudge against them, and you hold it against them. They will hold that against you. They will hold that against you. You know what I mean? Sure, and you can try to figure out, okay, well, why is this? Oh, daddy, you didn't listen to me when I was telling you the truth. You wasn't listening. You were just being daddy, like you got the last one. Because I was just trying to stop the controversy. Y'all in here fighting. Okay, since y'all fighting, I'm gonna be the craziest one. You know what I'm saying? I'm anybody gonna be fighting in this house is gonna be me. And one of the kids had she was right about why she was upset, and everything, because my other daughter did borrow her sweater and never gave it back, said she didn't have it no more. And then, girls being girls, I was learning that. So, they would fight over stupid stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and like I said, I had to learn how to talk them through it, because I didn't want my girls growing up as fighters. You know what I mean? My daughters are beautiful to me. I don't need them to have all these scratches and shit in their face and growing up and just not being little ladies. You know what I'm saying? So that changed me, dog.
Let's hear from DJ.
My oldest son, when I had my first, I was 23, man. Y'all can see what we were talking about earlier, all this gray here. And I say that to say, I look like an adult because I grayed early because it's hereditary, and I look like an adult, but I had the traits of a child. And I learned the word for that growing up. It's called an adolescent adult. Because all the traits that I had, adolescent adult, a lot of us know them, and I'm just, growing up right now, man. Really, I'm just at a place in my life. I ain't never been here before, but thank you, Lord. So when I had my son, I was still in the streets, born and raised 71st in Avalon, 56 in San Pedro, running corner from the first Margaritas on 69 in San Pedro. So I was part of all that over there that was going on. And I met my first son mother right next door to Ramona's at Brother John's hair salon. Pat Ray used to do her hair, and I would be right there. Roller skating, as a matter of fact. Holly Records and Tape played the music on San Pedro back then. Phil and Deborah Holly, they had a record shop. So I met her there, and we had a child, but she was from Compton, and she saw what I was about. But when the baby came, I didn't change anything. So she hooked back up with her first love, and they moved to Palmdale, which is where they still reside at. So that she moved him away from me because, as I say, I was all hood and nothing no good. So she moved out there, and I played small parts in his life. My sisters and my mother played a bigger part because I was doing what I do, so I thought. So that didn't work. And right now to this day, we have a real good relationship, but he's trying to live me all over again, man. And I got to let him write his chapters to his book. I've already told him the consequences, but That's who he is. And I always tell him, I said, I'm not mad at you because I know your daddy.
Right. I know your
I did
daddy.
the same thing, and and his granddaddy did the same thing too. So yeah, I know what you're doing. I know your daddy, which is me, you know.
Right.
So you know, in that regard. Now my first, a lot have my last one, a lot have taken place. More than anything, I want to put this disclaimer out there that if y'all see anything decent in me, y'all just looking at a picture of God's mercy and grace. Because he allowed me to go through what I get choked up here, dog, because this is real life now, you know, and you can't write this kind of stuff. It's just what he's done for me. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So this one around, out of 6 of my kids, 4 of them live with me. Go figure that one. Out of 6 of my kids, this is the first relationship I've ever been faithful to any woman, you know, and that's nothing but God, because y'all who know me, I'm a hot mess on wheels. This time around, it wasn't planned. My last 2 wasn't planned. As a matter of fact, none of them was. You know, I was just, you know, doing what I do, man. But I'm happy to report that, you know, I'm much better now, you know, and I've seen a big change in me. That's why my kids live with me. My second son mother, she allowed him to come stay with me 5 years ago, and that's Junior. My other son, which you guys was talking about earlier, which I really can relate. I haven't heard from him, Dalen, in 8 years, but he's okay. He's in the Air Force. He's doing good. That's from that first marriage too. She removed him out of my life after I went through some traumatic things, self-injury to myself, and then I moved to Louisiana, and that's where God just blessed me. But he came to live with me. He was 10 years old at the time. He came to live, and because I was on a whole different trajectory, she didn't like it because this the DJ she wanted. But I was just an adolescent adult. So as my head popped out my ass and I heard the pop noise, the party was over. And I'm the one that's standing around looking strange in Shreveport. A buddy of mine told me about that in Shreveport. He loved it when people come into his life and their head finally pop out and they hear the pop noise and they looking around. Y'all knew the party was over. I just didn't know. But when I heard it, I was in Shreveport, man, and I broke down and started crying, man. And I said, I gotta do something about this. My mom didn't deserve it. Kids' mothers didn't deserve it. I wouldn't have wanted to be with DJ. So when I got into a different process and a different lifestyle, they just asked me, what part did I play in it? Would you want to be with you? What part did you play? Why do you think she removed your kids out of your life? Why do you think this? And I had to be honest and say, well, you're right. And they said, we're going to help you with that because we can relate to what you're going through. And here I am 18 years later on a whole different path. Not because I left LA. You can do it anywhere you want to do it. You just have to be rigorously honest with yourself. You got to be thoroughly honest. You know, I'm not 6 feet tall, bulletproof, man. And so I thought, just because I jump out the old school with some Stacy's on, pocket full of money, whatever, you know, we go through. And that didn't make me at all. I don't wear success now. I live it. You know, I learned how to live, not exist. So from the first son to everything in between to this one, you can't write this stuff, man. You live it, man. It's just what God does, man. It's just what He does.
So
that's
for
as modest as I can say it, bro.
In honor of that pop noise, let me see if I. You know, sometimes we need that to wake us up a little bit. You know, as dads, like for real. And I remember one of our first conversations, bro. It was me, you, and my daughter. I was on my way to my brother's house out in Castaic, Booneyville, California, somewhere out that way. And you had a conversation with my daughter about your daughter. She gave you some advice in how to deal with your own child. Right there, I saw Damon at that point, not DJ. I saw Damon, not the demon, Damon. This is the guy who is growing and developing really as a dad, like truly. Because like you said, back in the day, man, we doing what we do. You out here doing what you doing. Let me see. I think Mika said it right here. Pow. Off and on wheels. Hot mess.
See, talking She talking about Gummy though. That's
No,
Gummy.
hey, you played that thing. I got quiet when you said how to wet on wheels. I got real quiet. I just I was like this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let me get out the camera
But-
on this
That's
one.
on wheels, man.
but to see the transformation in both of you fellas, you know, myself as a dad, I only have one child, but it is a life-changing event when you become a dad, not just the father, not that guy who got that and you know created this baby, that love child, not that one.
Right,
The guy who is
right.
really being a part of that child or his children's lives. I commend you guys. DJ,
Thank
like I said, man, I seen you last night and you were sitting on the floor playing concentration with Junior, baby son. I'm gonna call him baby son. Baby Bear. You down there,
Harrison.
you on the floor. You wouldn't normally do that. You be man, I'm about to go to this rink. I'm about to go get my skate on and but you was like, man, I'm just spending some time with my kids. And then you shared something really powerful with me. You took a walk to share this with me. Tell me what that was, or tell the audience what that was.
Well, first of all, let me shots was fired, Meek. And Meek is the reason why all this kind of went haywire, because I was in love with her friend tattooed on my chest and the whole nine, Roshan. So
Roshan.
that's Meek's fault. This all Meek's fault. Yes, sir.
Mika,
So anyway,
you're gonna have to take
no,
some of the
but-
blame, Mika.
Mika could check all of us.
Yeah,
Mika
this
know all our
everything
Mika
I
know all
went
our
through is
stories.
because Meek of me.
Man,
Man,
you want to know if
100.
we were
That's
we
my
went
girl,
on.
though.
Yeah, Mika been around. Mika know us. Mika know us real well. So I'm glad. I was always trying to figure out who was the hotter mess in the skating ring. Was it me or you, DJ? So okay, you can claim that fame. I'm gonna give you that, bro.
Hey,
It was
look,
Gumby. It was
whoever
Gumby.
wants to be
It
the
was-
hottest
it was-
mess,
it
raise
was-
your
it was
hand
a
right
good
now. Let me
man,
see
Gumby,
who.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
skated with
Nah, that's what-
Mo, Ty, Gumby, and David. Them dudes make
Yeah,
me off the chain.
Ooh.
Yeah, that dude.
Hey man, the story. Those are
So
some.
what had happened? Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead. Dom.
No.
No.
Tell that story, please.
Yeah, go ahead, DJ. I'm
Well,
glad you on this
what had
podcast.
happened? what had happened was when he had called me, and I was just in my lane doing what I do with the kids, man. And he called me, and I didn't know what it was about, the fathers and all of this and that. And I'm sitting on the floor, but I learned this. I think my pastor did this well over 10 years ago, and it was a series called Daddy Sit Down. So I ran to the bathroom where my magazines is at and pulled out the specific one, and I said, "Hey, here's the truth why I'm doing this." And I showed him a picture, and on the front it was a child, and he was looking at his daddy saying, "Daddy, sit down." But what Pastor was talking about, a lot of times we just want to be in God's presence, as it were. Some of y'all might, whatever, take it how you may. So we just want God to come and sit down, and because sometimes we go through a lot of hardship and pain. This life is just, it is what it is. But when we want God to come in, we just looking at him with these big old sad eyes saying, "God, what are we gonna do now? Sit down." And he won't just rock in you and say, "I got you." Well, the same thing with our kids. We find out later in life, my children just want me to sit down. Forget going to the rink. I live in Vegas. Forget going to the casino. I just live in Vegas. They just want me to sit down and play some cards with them, or sit down and play a game of ping pong or whatever. I don't know nothing about PlayStation and Xbox. I got both of them. But I'll be on there letting them beat me up. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's all they want is your presence in their life.
That part.
They'll remember that better than the Air Jordans. They'll remember that better than giving them $1 million and they don't know what the million is for. That presence and those times when the camaraderie is there and transparency, they remember that. I got things in my brain, and my dad is gone now, but I got things in my brain that will never go away that me and my dad went through. And it was only because he spent that time, that the thing that we can no longer get back. You can't get time back. And I wasted a lot of time, like you were saying, going around in circles at the ring. Yeah, skate good and all that, and had fun. We love it, but I could have been doing something else, man. So the reason why I work so hard and I'm the way that I'm wired now, and I didn't know this until I got to Louisiana, is I go hard in the paint for my family because I really love what God has given me this time around. I messed up the person like you, Gummy. I was getting ready to go to Angola up in Shreveport. I got a record in LA, but my
Mhm.
record traveled all the way out there. And when I got in that one trouble, I got what we call nudge from the judge. And the judge said, you want to go to Shreveport? I mean, you want to go to Angola, or you want to go do this? I said, I'd rather go do that. And here I am now to this day. But I was gone. I wouldn't be here on this right here if I had went to Angola, put that time in. I don't know where my life would have ended up, but here I am, man. So
That's what's
in short, in closing.
Fellas, I have to. I'm gonna do this for you guys.
Let's do it here.
Listen, it's not easy to speak your truth.
Thank
It's
you.
not. Truth hurts.
Yeah.
We often look for opportunities to blame somebody else for what we did or don't do. You know, I could share a little bit my relationship with my own father. I didn't see him pop in tonight, but my relationship with my own dad. At one point, I had a strong hatred for my dad. But as DJ said, you get that second chance to do things differently.
Yeah.
Hatred does nothing but block the blessings that are there for you.
True.
As a father, we are hated at times.
Whew.
And we know why we are hated. But what are we going to do? That question that DJ said earlier, what role did you play in this whole situation? As soon as we take accountability for that, then we can answer a lot more questions. My hatred is no longer that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything that my dad did or whatever, but at this point, I don't hate him.
Right.
I totally understand, you know, where he came from or where he's coming from at this point, because I had to take them glasses off that, you know, was blinding me to actually have better understanding.
Yeah.
So for the ladies that are listening, the ladies who have children, whether you have multiples or a single one, for that deadbeat dad that we, you know, classify so easily, he's a deadbeat dad. What role do you play in his deadbeatness? Because some of these dads are not deadbeats. Some of these dads are just looking for.
Can I say something about that?
Please.
But for me, one of the reasons why I'm choosing not to deal with my ex-wife is you don't have to remind me of who I was. I live with him. I know better than she knows. And when we're trying to have a conversation, because we have a common denominator called a child, and she brings up my past. I know I live with the dude who did it. You don't have to remind me. And because I don't want to go there with her because of my peace of mind, I can't deal with her, and therefore it has caused a ripple effect and her removing my child out of my life for 8 years. Now, because I'm comfortable in my skin, I can deal with it now. I'm a big boy. I'm good. I got a real good support system of men, not women. This is for me. I got a real good support system of men in my life that walk the same path. And that's how I'm able to be comfortable in my skin. But because of, it's my son 50% too, he can pick up the phone and call too, but he's poisoned his mind to the point of your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that. And you don't have to remind me. I live with that dude. I know what kind of a-hole I am in lust. But for God's mercy and grace, I'll still be him. So to the women, don't remind your ex-husband or your kid's father of the kind of trash he was. Now let it go. It's time to move on. If you can't do it, just don't talk with him. Leave him alone. Let it be. But that's what caused 8 years.
Yeah, that we cannot get back.
And I know that I'm a totally different person.
Yeah.
And she can. It's not for her to accept, but I'm comfortable in my skin now, and I live with it. Most of y'all hear me share all these wonderful things. Man, I got a child, and I ain't heard his voice in 8 years. But he come to LA and go to my mama house and go to my sister's house, yada yada yada. But Yeah, go figure that.
Personally,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool. God's got that. He got it. I gotta draw this truck, man. He got
No.
that. He got that.
Yeah, you're right. Damn right,
Yeah.
brother.
He
Yeah,
And,
we're grown, man.
right. And we don't need the constant reminder. Like you said,
Man,
I know who I am. You know who you are. We know who we are. We don't need the constant reminder. But if you want to open up some doors and let me spend some time in rebuilding my relationship with my child or my children, then please grant me that. Outside of that, don't talk.
and
But
that, I don't mean
it
that.
don't happen.
Piggyback off of that. Piggyback off of that.
Go
Like
for
you
it.
guys were saying. You know, you can't keep reminding. We can't dwell and live in the past. We can't do it. It didn't work back then, so it's not going to work today. So why, as men, will we try to do the same damn thing that we had? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just it's a trip, like you said. When your children are being poisoned in the brain, it kind of hurts me as a man to say, I got some dirt on your mama too. You know what I mean? Your mama wasn't always, you know what I mean? Like, your mama got with me. So let's not, you paid me out to be this bad person, but remember, your mama wanted me. So what about you? You know what I mean? What did you do? And I got the opportunity when Marquis and Lawrence, I was living across the street from World on Wheels over there on 7th City. And little Lawrence was going through what he was going through with as a teenager, and he messed up, kind of ran away from home, went to Portland to go see one of his little girlfriends that she's going to prom and everything. So he ended up going. I ended up taking him to the airport. He lied to me about the situation. I hope you're watching, Lawrence. He lied to me about the situation, and I took him to the airport. Then he ended up getting. I'm thinking he's just going to the prom for the weekend. He ended up getting stuck in Portland. So his mama called me up and like, you took him to the airport? He went to Portland? He wasn't supposed to go. So I tell you what, since you making the decisions for him, he's about to come live with you. Now, you know me, I'm on the phone like, hell yeah. I'm not telling her like, finally I get a chance to get my boy. Yeah. He moves with me. You know, I'm living a bachelor life. Like I said, I'm working nights and I'm working at a restaurant. So I'm eating food from the restaurant and stuff. I'm not cooking. I'm living a bachelor's life. You know what I mean? And when he got to my house, Marquis was cool because Marquis was already, you know, but Lawrence was used to grandmama cooking, mama cooking, food ready at 5 or 6 o'clock. He got food waiting on him. Living with me, nigga, I'm bringing in some food like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna throw this in the microwave if you up. If you're not open, if you up, you eat in the morning type shit. So he called his mom and snitched me out. He called his mother like, Mom, I need to come back home. And she's like, no, you with your dad, you know, give it a try. He said, no, Dad don't cook. I can't live like this, you know. So, you know, that opened my eyes up. Like I say, I commend you, DJ. You know what I mean? We watched each other for many, many years. We was taking notes on how many we can get in one night type shit. You know, we that's a whole nother story there. We can talk about that, you know, but we try to clean up our mess right now on this here podcast. But yeah, we was both a hot mess. And I just love the fact that my son he's about to get married. And he's been reaching out to me, and he's been talking to me about some of the stuff that he's going through now. So now I love it because I talk to my son daily now, where, like you say, sometimes you don't talk to your children. You just worry because it's just in the back of your head what's going on. But he calls me all the time. He helps me out. It's like we became friends now. I'm his father, but I have to respect him as a young man now, and listen to what he's going through. And now I got to give him that advice. Like, she's like, when my girl is tripping, you know, your homeboy was like, well, go get you another girl. Go fuck around with somebody. So what? She tripping. Who cares? You know, come back later. But now I got to be like, nah, son. You got to work through this. Leave for a minute. Come back. Assess the situation. Let's deal with it as a man. Face it. Because like I was telling the other day, I was telling him, like, you know, people quick to say, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. But you keeping it real might not be my reality. You know what I'm saying? So that keeping it real shit, nah, that's not for me. I'd like to deal with facts and reality, because at the end of the day, regardless, you have to deal with reality if you want to move ahead in life. If not, you're going to be stuck to your feet, your wheel spinning in the mud. You're going to be just stuck. And I don't wish that on no brothers. You know what I mean? I wish all you brothers the biggest success. Hope we all be able to, you know, our bloodlines continue to travel, because, you know, we're, like I tell them, we're an endangered species, man. You know what I'm saying? There's so many obstacles out there for us to fail. And for us brothers right now, us three right here, talking about what we talking about right now, some parts of society cannot stand this shit right now. They cannot. What? These brothers is united. These brothers is talking about being good parents. No, we need the absent father in there. No, we need that alpha male woman. We need that. You know, we need that. We need that. We need to push them to the side, and it's not gonna happen. As long as I got a heart and my blood is pumping, and I do believe in Jesus Christ, and I do believe in good. Good makes things go good. I'm gonna do what is right. I'm gonna do what reality tells me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of obstacles in life, people go around the obstacles, but the obstacle is still there. Once I see it, this part of my life, once I see an obstacle, I go straight through it. So I don't have to deal with that obstacle no more. I'm going straight through it. I'm going straight through it. DJ, give me your truck. I'm running straight through this shit. I can't do it with my bike.
Again, I commend to I continue to commend you fellas.
Thank you, Mika.
Shouts out to my guy Leon Ross. He ain't here.
Hey, Veronica.
Daddies Unite. It's a foundation, man, that he has going for dads such as ourselves who want to do better for their children or child. Us just simply having a conversation. It's just us, you know. I know y'all started off nervous and shy, but it's just us talking. The folks that's watching and listening, they're learning from what you're saying. Thank you for sharing.
And a lot of people, us three on this panel right now, brother. There's a lot of misconceptions about us three that's out there, and you know what I'm saying. And a lot of it was pretty much, you know, it's the rumor mills is the rumor mills. You know what I mean? And some of the rumors I roll with because it kind of stroked my ego. You know what I mean? As a dude, a young man, like, oh, you know, he got all this, okay, it's not true, but I'm gonna ride with it since that's what y'all think. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you think what you think. But then on the flip side, there's a lot of negative stuff that's been said about us gentlemen, you know, that's not true. But I was at the point in my life, like, I don't give a damn what you think until you, like, a friend of mine, Deidre, she posted one time, she said, why don't you go, if you want to know something, go talk to the horses, you know, get it from the horse's mouth instead of talking to the ass that told you. Right. That tripped me the hell out. So, you know, if you want to know anything about me, please come talk to me. And Mika, I'm gonna tell you something. Mika's a rider. Mika picked up the phone one night and gave me a phone call. Real talk. She know what I'm saying. I love you, Mika. Thank you, Mika. You check me, Mika. I'm telling some real shit. So
that's what's up.
I'm glad I'm in this position right now that we're in a public forum, so I could tell Mika, I apologize. Much love and respect, sweetheart. You feel me, honey? You was right.
Should we do?
Yeah,
fellas. That's gonna be our time, man. I love you guys. I appreciate you in advance. I know it's coming on Sunday. Happy Father's Day to you. But I'm gonna call it Daddy's Day. You know, I think you guys earned the right. I don't know if you consider yourself a dad or if you consider yourself a father. Personally, I consider myself a dad because I'm in my daughter's life. She'll be 19 on August the 8th.
Wow.
August the 8th. She'll be 19.
Get all these Leos.
But I'm just active in her life, and I try to be as active as I possibly can be. So I encourage both of you guys. I encourage all the fellas that are paying attention tonight. Ladies, if you got a dad out there or a father that needs to benefit from this information, please share the information. Tag them in. Do whatever you need to do to get that out here. I asked these fellas to be on here not to paint this picture of perfection for fathers or dads, because we know better. There ain't no perfection. However, these fellas are those examples that we need of individuals who did things one way back in the day, and now they're doing things different for the betterment of not just themselves, but for their parents, for their families. So again, fellas, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a part of Gentlemen After Dark. I'm gonna definitely keep you guys in my book. DJ,
what, man?
You did a great job, bro. Gumby, you did a great job. Y'all was nervous and worried about it, man. Y'all did y'all thing tonight.
I'm shaking like a mini bike still.
I'm still shaking, baby.
I'm shaking like a mini bike right now.
I love you guys.
Love you too, big bro. I love
We're
you.
gonna
Thank you,
end on
brother.
this
Love
note.
you too, man.
You know, like this, fellas, don't y'all go nowhere. I just want to say goodnight to my family here from the desert to the sea, and to all who decided to chat with me. Good evening. From the desert to the sea, and to all who have decided to chat with me. Good evening.